If you can handle more than 100 jolts of 100% pure terror, then you might be ready for Terror in the Aisles, a totally unique, non-stop roller coaster ride.
Welcome to Terror in the Aisles. I'm Movie John.
I'm Scotty Slasher.
And we are here to talk about Christmas horror films. It's almost that time of year.
So to get things kicked off, we're going to go ahead and play the 1984 Silent Night, Deadly Night trailer, and then we'll come back and talk about it, and talk about all kinds of Christmas horror.
Was the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. Survive Christmas, Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Always a classic right there. I always got to watch that every year too.
Yeah, it's just such a good movie, and I love the cover, especially the old VHS big box cover.
Yeah, the Santa going through the chimney with the axe there. I remember seeing some kind of documentary one time where they was talking about back in the day. The parents was trying to ban it or from the theater at one time. Yeah,
you're right, John. The PTA fought to have the film removed from theaters due to its subject matter and the fact that it was shown around Christmas, although an earlier film with a similar premise, Christmas Evil, had gone unnoticed. Television advertisements, which aired between episodes of family-friendly series such as Three's Company and Little House, led to parents complaining that the children were so terrified of Santa Claus, which makes sense. So this is from Wikipedia. But yeah, so it got a lot of flack because if you're showing this during especially Little House on the Prairie. Now Three's Company is kind of an adult show.
Yeah, that's funny though, but. I don't remember that as a kid, but I saw it on some kind of documentary talking about horror movies and stuff, and so they all had the controversy at that time.
Yeah, remember Gene Siskel and Robert Ebert really went after it.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big to-do. One of the funny things was it's Mickey Rooney.
Mm-hmm.
He came out, when this movie came out, and was like, I can't believe they would do something, this is horrible. And then Mickey Rooney, he stars in part 5.
No, that's funny.
So it's just like, the controversy had long passed, and it was like, it's just a slasher movie, guys. Yeah. And so then it's funny that he's in part 5.
And you said there was like 5. Is that how many they got?
So there's 5 of the original run, and then there's the either the remake or the however you want to call it, the reboot.
I've never seen any of
Stephen
the other
Miller.
ones. I only have the first one. And I've never seen the rest of them.
Oh, really?
No, I always wanted to get around to watching them, but just never have. So I only have the first one on Blu-ray.
So but Garbage Day, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the Garbage Day is from part 2 when his brother is going around killing people.
Yeah.
And he's just going around like going crazy, and he's got a gun shooting people, and somebody's putting out their garbage, and he's like, Garbage Day?
Yeah,
and
I've seen like clips of them and stuff, but just never actually sit down and watch the whole movie.
Yeah. If you ever watch the movie, we should redo the scene, me and you.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, so really good movie. You said you've never seen the sequels. I was going to talk about some of the sequels.
Yeah.
I'll pull them up just so.
Do you own any of them?
I do. Here's the. Now I used to own them all on VHS, and I was kind of getting rid of some of them, and I think you were coming over to buy some, and Steve and Hensley was like, I want these Silent Nights before
I think because I think the Silent Night Daylight and you had was a big box.
Yeah, I had a big box of the original, but I had all of them, all 5 of the originals, not the remake. But right here's the DVD. So I've got this one has 3, 4, and 5, and then this one's 1 and 2.
Oh, that's cool. They're all together. I didn't know. Yeah. So really, you got them all then.
Yep. And then there's the remake. Yeah, so the remake came out in 2012 and had a bunch of people, starred Malcolm McDowell, Jamie King, Courtney Palm, a bunch of people that have been in a lot of horror films. Jamie King's been in a lot of comedies too.
Yeah, I got to make a list and get me some Christmas slasher movies. I ain't got but a few, but I never knew they actually remade that one. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and another thing, so if we're going through the sequels, just so you know and everybody else that hasn't seen it, like so part 2 is basically part 1 all over again, and then about 30 minutes of new footage, 35 minutes of new footage.
That's crazy.
So, but the garbage day comes to the new footage part.
I was going to say the first one I have on Blu-ray, it has like, you can see it's cleaned up and everything, and then there's parts of it
where it's dirty.
It's real dirty, and it's cut, and it looks horrible at times, like it's just straight out of VHS or whatever, but it's like it don't even belong there. I didn't understand that one the first time I watched it on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I need to research that. I'm sure there's something on either Wiki or
I mean, you can tell
IMDb.
it big time. It's crazy, which I'm going to have to pop it in here again. We got 2 more weeks to Christmas here, so definitely going to have to pop it in and watch it.
It's the same with the DVD that I have. It does the same thing.
Oh, it does that? Okay.
I don't know if it's like stuff that they liked and they took out, or I don't know exactly how.
It's comical, though.
It's not like fixed. Like the
what
footage
I remember of it from watching last year.
And then so part 3 has Bill Moseley as the killer
cool.
Santa.
Huh.
But he's basically the dude from part 2.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be. And he's walking around, he's got a big, giant, exposed brain that's in like a glass jar. So it's real wacky. But real good, and it's got a lot of like Twin Peaks.
So I say the first one's the only one's been put on Blu-ray, has it? And the rest of them's just on DVD. They're probably out of print now, probably.
You know, I don't know. I think part 2's been on Blu-ray.
You might have,
but the others, I'm not quite sure.
I found mine at a Walmart bargain bin for $7.88. The first one,
really,
a few years ago at Christmas time. I was surprised to see it that cheap.
And then you have Silent Night 4, which is not. It's the only one that's not about it's not involved in Christmas at all.
Oh, okay.
So it's just a movie about like killer bugs.
Killer bugs.
It's about witches and bugs.
That's crazy.
And then you get Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 5, The Toy Maker, which is not really about a killer Santa, but it could be about a killer toy or a killer. I don't know. I want to leave that one open, but it's kind of about toys and the toys come to life to kill people.
I'm gonna have to get all these. Check them out.
And like I said, the remake Silent Night is highly worth watching.
That one sounds good too. And speaking of remakes, there's a remake last year of Black Christmas that I never got to see, and you said you've seen it.
So when you said the remake of Black Christmas, I realized that I'm not talking. I haven't seen that one.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about Black Xmas.
I'm talking about Black Xmas.
And I heard that was horrible, so I just passed by it and never did watch it.
I love Black Xmas.
Oh, you do?
And I can see why people wouldn't like it, but I would see why you would. It's a slasher movie. It's a true.
But then I've heard people say they like Black Xmas, but they didn't like the new Black Christmas last year. So I've heard it both ways. Yeah.
So the Black Xmas is like a true slasher. Like the killer's like pulling people's eyeballs out and shit. Hell. It's totally different than like the original, which is all suspense, and I love the original, but it's all about like suspense and like he kind of suffocates people with the bag and stuff. This one, it's got a twist on it, but man, I really like Black Xmas. Not like a great movie, but just a fun movie.
Oh, okay.
You know? And I would like to see the new remake. I don't know.
Yeah, so let's check out the trailer to that one, though. It came out last year, apparently. Yeah. I remember probably seeing it the first time when they, like a teaser or something, but I didn't actually see the trailer since then, or the movie, so.
All right, let's check it out.
It's my privilege to teach you this semester. Enjoy your winter breaks and Merry Christmas.
What's up, ladies? Excited for tonight?
It is our last day of our last fall semester of college ever.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring.
Can you take a photo photo of all of us?
Of course.
Where's Helena?
She was pounding back of sodas earlier, but she looked really good.
Cheese.
We shouldn't have let her go back by herself. She's fine. Come on, live a little.
Across the air.
Oh, no, wait.
Helena hasn't gotten home yet.
If I were missing, I'd want you to unleash the bloodhounds and track me down.
She was at DKO last night.
Still creating problems, all right?
Hello? Hello? I'm worried that something bad happened.
It's winter break. Could just be a delay of some sort. Snow.
My friend is missing.
9 times out of 10, the girl's just with a boyfriend.
I will bring you to your knees. There's someone in the house. What the? This can't be real.
This school has 200 years of history. Many sacrifices have been made to keep our traditions alive.
You're all insane. I'm tired of hiding. I'm tired of running. Go, 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 go!
Ho, 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 bitch. You messed with the wrong sisters.
So this came out last Christmas that we didn't get to see, but it don't look too bad, I guess.
Looks good. I mean, I think I've realized why I didn't watch it. Is I remember it was PG-13.
Yeah, okay.
But the trailer looks like it was R,
yeah, it looks
sort of.
Yeah, it might be.
They probably cut it.
Yeah, maybe a lot of people just, they loved the original and they thought it was going to be like, I Know What You Did Last Summer or The Scream, some of the later Scream movies and stuff. Or some people just don't like that, the way they update a lot of this stuff. But I'd check it out. Definitely have to watch it sometime.
I'll give it a shot. I like all the Christmas lights and the lighting and stuff look pretty cool.
Yeah.
As long as it's like not just annoying and real teeny bopper, I think it'd be pretty good.
So yeah, but you can't beat the 1974 Black Christmas.
Yeah, I mean it is a great movie,
and
but it's not a slasher movie. Oh, it is, but it's not. You know, like it's not. There's not a whole lot of slashing. It's more of.
And what I remember from the first one, it's been a little bit since I've seen the original, but you never really find out the killer. I remember in the original. I mean, it's kind of like
I think you
know
the person's name, but you don't know what they look like.
That's the craziest part about that. And you know that movie, the original, was made by Bob Clark.
Yeah,
you know that made The Christmas Story.
That's
that was
crazy.
a funny thing. I never knew that until years later.
Yeah.
But everybody loves A Christmas Story. But that's weird how you could do two different Christmas movies like that.
And didn't he do a sequel to A Christmas Story?
I know there was one, but I didn't know if he directed that one or not.
Oh, he may not have. Okay. But I've never seen that one.
Yeah, so. I never saw that. That was just a few years ago. I believe it wasn't too long ago.
Yeah.
But there's so many other Christmas movies. I mean, Christmas horror movies, I should say. Gremlins is, the other day I had on my YouTube, I did my top 5, and I put Gremlins as number 1 because I just love Gremlins. And a lot of people consider that maybe like horror comedy. But it is actually listed as horror if you look it up.
Yeah.
So a lot of people might disagree with me on my top 5, but Gremlins has just been the number 1 for me for years. Because of Christmas time, and I mean, you got to think about little monsters running around trying to kill people, even though they are comical and everything too in ways. But if you've seen a real gremlin come after you, you'd be freaked out. It's horror.
Yeah, and they do kill. How many people do they at least kill? 2 people, right?
Yeah,
2 or 3. I can't remember, but I know they kill. Don't they freeze some old dude to death or something?
Yeah, it's crazy but like I said, I just decided to do a top 5, and I had to put Gremlins in there, and I'm like, it's just. I had number 2 was Black Christmas, of course, the original.
Yeah.
But a lot of people probably think, man, that's more comedy. But I looked it up, and it does say horror.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a Christmas horror film.
I mean, then I was watching it with my lady the other night, and I told her, I said, you'd be freaked out if a damn gremlin come running through the house after your ass. And she's like, well, yeah. So, I consider that a horror movie.
Yeah, Zach Galligan, Phoebe Cates. I mean, that's a classic.
You got to meet him at Scarefest too, didn't you?
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
And I think that was in 2011 when we got to meet him. He had a stuffed gizmo, and he said, here, hold gizmo. And I held him with the picture and stuff. He was pretty cool.
It's cool. Yeah, we played it's called like a drink and draw.
Oh, okay.
And he came in, and so people will be drinking beer, and you got to guess the. So you get up and actually draw. He wasn't drinking, but it was cool that he joined us and like played a game. He played a couple games with us. So would the dude Oliver, the dude from Poltergeist.
Oh, okay.
He was in there with us, but that was kind of cool of them to come in there and just hang out.
And they've often talked about remaking it or making a part 3. I don't know any more about that in the last recent years.
I've heard the same. I don't know if it's going to be a part 3 or if it's just going to be a reboot of the Gremlins.
I wonder if they would make it, like I said, mostly people say it's like a horror comedy in ways and stuff, but maybe imagine if they came back and made it like real brutal horror movie, like just crazy. These damn things are just really out there. There's no comedy or nothing. Imagine it that way. You think it would work?
I think it could work, but I don't think people would want Gremlins name on it.
Yeah.
Because I think they sort of did that with that new Puppet Master remake. It was kind of like real brutal and stuff. And some people didn't care for it because it wasn't as lighthearted as like the other Puppet Master movies. But
so
I think it'd be really cool.
Yeah, it would be something different to see.
I think you could do it with the Critters because you've kind of already did sort of.
Yeah,
with like part 1 wasn't super. There wasn't a whole lot of comedy in part 1.
Yeah.
Or 2, really. I mean, maybe the big when it turns into the big critter, but
What's some of your other favorites that you have in your collection?
Let's see. I've got a couple here that. I mean, really, if I'm not talking about favorites, we're kind of talking about them right now. I mean, I love Gremlins and Black Xmas, Black Christmas. Santa's Sleigh is one we haven't talked about just yet.
That's the one with Bill Goldberg.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you haven't seen this one?
No, I haven't seen that. I remember when it first came out, I seen it probably at Walmart or something, and I said, my God, Bill Goldberg's playing Santa Claus.
It's great. So,
and I probably should have got it over the years. I don't know why. I need to pick up more of these holiday horror movies, especially Christmas ones.
Yeah, the DVD I've got, like the cover is not like the greatest cover. Like, look how cheesy it kind of looks. But man, it's good. It's a fun like comedy. Basically, what happened is he lost a bet. Santa lost a bet because he's evil. He's basically like, I think he's supposed to be like Santa's son or something. So he lost a bet. So for like the last 2,000 years, he's had to be good. But that bet's it's over. So this year he can do whatever he wants. So he's just like being a complete asshole, like killing people, just going around just doing like funny stuff. Definitely check that out.
Yeah, somebody commented on our Facebook page telling me to check that one out. They put Santa's Sleigh, and I said, yeah, we have to. I thought that was the one that had Goldberg in it. Yeah,
you'd like it, especially because you like wrestling, so just seeing him play. But it is cool. Another one too is I like the Tales from the Crypt episode, To All a Good Night.
Yeah,
I believe that's what it's called.
Yeah, wasn't that like? Well, that was on the first season.
It was.
Yeah. I was thinking about that the other day, too.
And so I sort of pulled this out, and I'm pretty sure it's To All a Good Night. Let's see if it even says it. But, I mean, this is one of the better Christmas stories. Like, if you've never watched it, check that out. I'm sure if it's Tales from the Crypt's got to be on, Amazon Prime or one of those.
Yeah,
so.
that probably is about the only one I think they ever made of Christmas, I believe. They might have made another one, but that's the one I remember from the first season. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I remember, and that's like a remake, I guess, of the original Tales from the Crypt. Was that from the movie? I don't remember. There's an old. It's often an old version, but this version from the HBO Tales from the Crypt is the best.
What about Don't Open Till Christmas? And that's one that you have that I've never seen too, and I've always seen it online just on VHS. I didn't even know it was on DVD. Is that a bootleg, or is that the one that you have, or a real release?
I think it's a real release. I bought it on Amazon. Let's pull it open, because I can actually, sometimes I can't tell. So it looks like it's not really a real release, does it? It has to be. It looks like a DVD. It says DVD, but no, it's a DVD.
No, it is a DVD. I've never seen that one. I just never, and that came out in the 80s, didn't it?
Yeah, I believe it was in the mid-'80s.
Yeah.
all I remember, so I've watched it a few times, but it's basically like I think 2 directors. So like half of it is one guy, half of it is the next guy.
I've never heard of a movie
half
like
of it
that.
is more of like a suspense movie. The other half's like a slasher. It's okay. It's cool just to like. I like the cover.
Yeah, the cover's always cool.
It's cool to watch like if you're like hard up for Christmas stuff and like it's sort of dark in parts, but one director is better than the other. So when their stuff's on screen, it's a little bit easier to watch. You know.
What about Christmas Evil? Remember
Christmas
that one?
Evil, yes. No, so here's another movie. It's kind of I think Christmas Evil and Don't Open Till Xmas for some reason they kind of run together for me. So I've had that movie multiple times on like those dollar DVD discs.
They come on the cheap ones,
Yeah. So I've had like the thin one with like the thin case that shuts. And I also have one with like just the paper case. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I've seen him too.
And I've tried to watch this movie, and people say they love it. Have you ever watched it?
Yeah, I seen it on VHS years ago. A buddy of mine had it, but I can't remember a whole lot about it.
I always get like the first hour, and I'm just like, nothing is happening.
It was pretty slow from what I remember.
So I've never made it to the end, and I hear like there's an ending with some slashing, but I've never got to it. I should have just fast forwarded.
And for some reason, if you try to find it on VHS, it's always expensive.
Really?
It's not. I don't know why, but it's just like one of them that not real expensive, but I've seen $30-$40. So that's why I thought maybe it wasn't on DVD or anything for years.
Yeah, but I think they just one of the big companies. I don't know if it was Scream Factory. They did release it recently. I don't remember which one, but they'd always release it on DVD in those dollar DVDs. But yeah, I tried to watch it a few times. I never got through it.
Have you seen Krampus?
I have seen
the
Krampus.
First one.
Yes.
Because there's like I don't know how many more since then. I've seen 4 or 5 or 6 different kinds, and I've seen Krampus this, Krampus that, and I'm like, what the hell is all this? But I remember going to the theater to see the first one.
Yeah.
And I actually enjoyed it. A lot of people didn't like it though.
Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah. It was it had a little bit elements of comedy and stuff in it too and stuff, but
yeah, I think it makes a good Christmas horror film because it's sort of got like that Christmas spirit to it because of the ending being somewhat upbeat, sort of, like it's kind of upbeat, but yeah, so it's like you got the upbeat stuff, you've got the comedy part, and you got like the horror stuff.
Yeah,
so
that made my top 5 too. So
yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, but there's just been so many over the years.
So let's watch another trailer.
Yeah, there's another one I was just asking you about. Red Christmas.
That's right.
Came out in 2016. I just happened to type in Christmas horror films, and this popped up, and I'm like, I've never seen that one.
And I don't think I've ever seen this one. Let's watch the trailer, and then we'll figure it out if I've seen it or not.
Hey, come on in.
Oh, Jenny, my favorite sister.
Hands in the oven, presents in 15 minutes. This year I thought before we opened presents, it would be nice if we went around and said what we're grateful for.
Perhaps Peter could lead us in a prayer.
This isn't a goddamn church.
And here I thought this would be so easy. I know how hard it can be starting a family late in life.
You're on the clock, buddy.
Well, that was interesting.
That's crazy.
Dee Wallace plays in this one. That's when I looked it up, I didn't even see her name at the time. I just saw Red Christmas.
Yeah.
Black and red. We got all kinds of Christmases.
Dee Wallace is awesome, by the way.
Yeah, she's played in so many. She's coming back and played in so many other horror movies. She's one to pick for a horror film anymore. She'll play in anything, I believe.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I've seen some of it now that I'm watching it.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as I saw Dee Wallace, I remember seeing some of it. I remember being confusing, a confusing movie.
Yeah, because it looks like it's one of just a straight up like comedy there at first, and just a regular old holiday movie, and then it takes a twist there. So.
Yeah, and I do remember there was a twist at the end, but I don't remember what the twist was. But yeah, I remember like kind of enjoying it. There's another movie came out right around the same time. I don't remember. I'll have to look, but it reminds me of this. that's a little bit more brutal. This is a little bit more funny. And I've seen both of them, but it was kind of like I'd put it on the background while I was like decorating the tree.
Okay.
So, God, I don't remember what that was, but I remember that there's another one called Better Watch Out. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I remember seeing it at Walmart too, but never picking it up. The cover there looks a little different. I think there was 2 kids on the front of it or something. The one I saw.
There is. There's 2 kids like faces.
Yeah.
It's real good. I like it. I think it's going to be maybe like another classic.
Oh, yeah.
We're looking at somebody's list here.
They had that at number 2.
Number 2. They have Rare Exports at number 1. This list was
Gremlins is at 3 out of the top 28.
This is on Rotten Tomatoes. And who wrote this thing? I'm not sure. It's Rotten Tomatoes list, but so they got Gremlins at 3. They have Inside at number 4, which I didn't remember that was even a Christmas movie.
No, I don't either.
Have you seen Inside?
Yeah,
okay. I guess it was, but A Christmas Horror Story. I've not watched that.
Yeah, that looks wild.
I know it was on Netflix last year. It's probably on Netflix still. Anna and the Apocalypse is number 6 they have.
The Children, that was a Christmas one. Yeah, that one.
Never seen it.
That one was confusing to me for a while, but it was really, it had a good twist on it, though.
Yeah. They have number 8, The Day of the Beast. Came out in 99. I was working at Superstar when that came out, and I remember trying to watch it, but it was foreign at the time. I didn't get into foreign films and maybe got past the first 20 minutes. They have Christmas Evil at number 9.
Dead End. I've seen that, but I haven't. I didn't know it was a Christmas film.
I've seen.
I haven't actually seen it. I've just seen the cover of it, and
it's not like it must just take place. They're making their Christmas pilgrimage to their grandmother's house, but they're in the car the whole time. So it's not really a Christmas movie. I don't think.
Number 11 was
The Lodge.
Never heard of that one.
Number 12 is the 1974 Black Christmas.
Yeah.
Krampus.
13
is number 13. They got the remake of Silent Night at 14.
I forgot about them.
The Ginger Dead Man, number 15.
Yeah.
I forgot it took place on Christmas. I've got the Ginger Dead Man. Number 16, they have Whoever Slew Auntie Roo. Or would you pronounce that Auntie Roo? I guess
What year is that? 1971 for 16, yeah. Never heard of that one.
Saint from 2011. It looks like Killer Santa Claus.
Yeah,
St. Nicholas is not the good-hearted children's friend. Yep, so he's killing people in that one. Red Christmas, the one we just watched the trailer for.
Yeah, 18.
Number 19 is Wind Chill.
Lord, they put Silent Night, Deadly Night at number 20.
They put the original at number 20. And they put the remake of Black Christmas at number 21. Number 22 is P2. I've never seen Pie. Have you?
No, I've never seen that. I didn't know that was a Christmas film.
I didn't either. While She Was Out was number 23. That made your top 5
Yeah, that's my
list, right?
top 5. That's a pretty good movie with Kim Basinger in it.
Yeah, I've got to watch that one. Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2 is number 24. Number 25 is Black Xmas. That was a 2006 release.
ATM made number 26. Never heard of that one either.
Jack Frost at number 27. That's a good one. And number 28, because this is the 28 Christmas horror movies ranked worst to best. The Dorm That Dripped Blood is their worst. So there you go.
So some of them was kind of high on the list, I thought, for being bad.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't know.
So
everybody's got their own favorites, I guess.
I feel like Silent Night, Deadly Night should have.
Yeah, it definitely should be in top 5.
Yeah, especially way above Christmas Evil. That's such a boring movie.
That's crazy. But while she was out with Kim Basinger, that's a really good one. The lady is, they got some money and stuff, and she's in a bad relationship, and he's just abusive to her all the time, and she's just like whatever, and just does what he wants her to do all the time. But she goes out to get some wrapping paper just at their local mall. And she witnesses a murder by a gang. And then they start to chase her, and she goes into a housing development that's abandoned and stuff at the time for Christmas, because this is on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And then she goes over in the woods because she comes into a wreck, and they chase her down to kill her. And then all this other stuff starts coming back where she's always being pushed around and stuff. And then she starts to fight back against these guys. And one of the guys is played in Lady of White. What's his name?
Lucas Haas.
Yeah. So, I at first I thought he was the dude from E.T., but I remember seeing him in something. But it turns out to be a really good movie. You have to check that one out. If I knew you didn't see it, I'd have brought it to you and let you borrow it.
Oh, it's Craig Sheffer in it, too. Yeah, it looks cool. So, well, I guess what's next? We got through our Christmas horror list. I know we missed a bunch, but we kind of this was a quick turnaround. We decided to do this about 2 days ago, and I had no notes, and John always has notes.
Yeah. So I got a little bit of time there sometimes.
So I got favorite toy. It looks
favorite
like.
Toy you opened up for Christmas as a kid? You remember?
I think we may have. I don't know if we've ever talked about that. Maybe the definitely something from He-Man, like the sword and the shield. I had that, and then my brother got the Skeletor, so it was kind of cool.
I remember getting Castle Grayskull, and that was
a
hell of a Christmas there to get that, especially at that time to have a play set or whatever. Because I don't remember exactly what the retail prices was back then or whatever. But then, of course, my LJN wrestlers I always tell you about is my favorite toys from the 80s. I remember getting 4 and the ring for one of the Christmases, so that was real cool to get.
I was always real excited to get like the new Sega Genesis games that my mom would buy.
Yeah, later on for me it was Nintendo, and then it was Super Nintendo because I'm a little bit older than you. But I remember my buddy getting a Nintendo, and they would open their presents up earlier than we would. And, yeah. So then he'd end up like, I already got my Nintendo, and this is like 2:00 on Christmas Eve now, and my mom for some reason always had to wait till it was dark on Christmas Eve to open presents, so I had to wait. But I did get one on Christmas too one time. So.
Yeah, my cousins, I remember they got the year that the Sega and the Super came out, they each got one. And so as soon as Christmas was over, I wanted to go stay with them because they had 3 or 4 new games with each system. So we had like Super Nintendo games we could play and the Sega Genesis.
That's
so
cool.
it was like Mario Kart, and then I'd go to his room and it'd be like Mortal Kombat 2. It was awesome.
But Christmas, It's when you're a kid like that, especially growing up in the 80s and the 90s, there was so much good stuff to get for Christmas. And of course, there's kids nowadays that think that too. But for us, that's what we're thinking about. Oh, man, it was just so much better, it seemed like, though. But that's just when we were kids. So.
And I think there was a nervousness that came to like Christmas morning.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like as a kid, I was always kind of in the back of my mind, like sort of afraid of Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Because why is this guy's like coming inside of my house while I'm sleeping and my parents are sleeping.
Yeah.
And he's like doing stuff like while we're asleep. That was always kind of a.
And he comes down the chimney.
Right.
But if you didn't have one, I asked one year, I said, where does he? Well, he has a magic key. That's what I heard one time too. That he can get in any house if you didn't have a chimney.
Wow.
Because I grew up in the trailer park, and I'm like, well, how does he get in our house?
Yeah.
So you're trying to stay awake and wondering if you can hear him, whatever. He always left a half of a cookie left or a little bit of drink of milk.
Yeah. Yeah. One cookie'd always be left with like a bite out of it.
I remember you talking about being afraid of him. Remember you go to the mall and take a picture with Santa, and I got one where I was bawling my eyes out, and when I finally quit crying, I took the picture, and you could tell my eyes was all red and stuff where I was crying, and people was like, well, why do you look like you was crying in that picture? I was like, because I was terrified to sit on his lap, and I've seen other kids do that, and you watch A Christmas Story, and you see the kids start crying and screaming, but they want to tell him what they want for Christmas, but then when they get up there, they're scared to death. So that happens every generation there, though.
And I think I was probably the same way.
Yeah.
It was a nervousness to not knowing why this guy's coming in and putting your presents down. So that's what makes perfect sense that there's horror films, like Christmas horror, especially like Silent Night, Deadly Night. Like it makes total sense that you'd almost fear Santa the night of. You got to be good, or he's gonna come punish you.
That's crazy. Stuff that's not toy. Well, it is toy related. I was going to say Christmas related. The new Toonie Terrors from NECA is on pre-order right now. You can get. They already had Ash in one of the lines. I think this is the 5th series, maybe the 6th series now. And but they're coming out with a bloody Ash now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And another Michael Myers, because he was in the first series. They have one from Creep Show, and they have Ghostface from Scream.
Yeah, we got him pulled up now. I see.
So the Creep Show one, I think, is from the newer Creep Show series, ain't it? That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, it definitely could look like that for sure.
The Scream one looks really cool. I think I don't know if they've already done one of Scream. I know they did one of Michael Myers already. This one has the bloody eyes from the
Part
second.
2.
Yeah, the second one. And, of course, Bloody Ash. I did see that one at our local Walmart.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the only one that I saw the new ones out. So apparently,
I want that new Michael.
It says you can pre-order them, but I already seen one that said Bloody Ash on it, so it has to be that one. But the Michael Myers does look pretty cool.
Yeah, I definitely want that Michael Myers.
Maybe it wasn't the Bloody Ash. Maybe I just saw the regular Ash because it's
I
pre-order.
was going to say, hopefully you'll get that under the Christmas tree.
Yeah, that would be. I don't know. So, well, maybe I did see. I seen just a regular Ash, and I thought it was the bloody version. But so now they've started making other. They keep coming out so quick, and I've only got Jason.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to get some more of these, but it looks like the best way to probably buy them are in sets instead of waiting for your local Walmart or other store. I think maybe GameStop might have them too.
Yeah.
But the Creep Show one looks pretty cool too.
Yeah, I was going to say, hopefully you guys will get some under the tree, but then it says the release date is 2021, so that's not going to happen.
The Ash I saw must have been from a second or third series.
Yeah, he could have blood on him too, but I remember that Ash having blood somewhere on him. Maybe it was just his like gear, like his chainsaw.
Maybe that's it, but... Yeah, the Michael Myers from Part 2 looks pretty cool. So they're already starting to make other ones. That's the second Michael Myers they made, so maybe they'll make more Jasons, Leatherface from different movies and stuff. But they are real cool. They look like they belong in a Scooby-Doo cartoon movie.
Yeah.
Definitely want more of them.
All right, so I guess we're kind of winding down a little bit. I guess we'll do our YouTubers. One that I've been watching a little bit is Kay Huntington. Mm-hmm. And the reason why is he does a bunch of Night Trap videos.
That's cool.
So he's like the biggest Night Trap fan. So he took all the game from the game. He took all the actual like movie parts and made a whole movie. Then he's got like different. He got a Night Trap tattoo in one of them. It's like his big tattoo. You see.
That's cool.
He's got other stuff, but mostly like the documentaries and just talking about Night Trap and his playthroughs on Night Trap. I started watching him and subscribed to him, so pretty interesting stuff. He does a lot of Let's Play. So, what about you, John?
Metal Retro Reviews. He's been out for a while. He's collected VHS and stuff. He does VHS Saturdays and stuff. Mm-hmm. But here lately, he's got a series he started called Growing Up Metal, and it's cool because it's kind of like the other guys you was telling me about that has old videos of them when they were like 13 or 14 and playing guitar and stuff and learning how to play Pantera and Metallica and stuff. And he started a series for that. Not only does he play it and he's recorded it and he cuts it up and stuff, and he's real good at editing. He kind of narrates over top of it and talks about his friends and stuff and what they're doing today and him learning how to play guitar. And he's real cool at that. And but he also loves horror movies and VHS and everything too. So he's a real cool one to watch. And that Growing Up Metal has already had like 2 episodes of that, and it's real interesting. I always said I wish I'd had a camera back then to film my friends and stuff. I did have a little bit of footage one time, but never owned one to do a whole lot like that. That was real cool. So I've been watching him a lot lately, too. He's pretty cool. And awesome. I also check out my boy Vargas Vault, which he always downloads every episode of Terra Niles podcast. And he does movie reviews and he does updates and stuff, too. So he's real cool to watch, too.
Yeah, definitely check him out. So as we close, we just want to... I always tell people, please, to subscribe Movie John on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Subscribe Scott's Slasher World on YouTube. Also, Terror in the Isles. We're on Podbean and Apple Podcasts. Please download us and listen to us and rate us and review us. Mm-hmm. Also, John, you're on...
Instagram, moviejohn_.
And then, I am on Instagram as Scotty Slasher. That's SCOTTY. Slasher.
And also like our Terra Niles Facebook page, where you'll see not only the podcast we upload from Scott Slasher World's video on YouTube, but put a lot of other news and stuff up with toys and movies and other things related to horror stuff.
So as we close out, we're going to leave you guys with Silent Night, Deadly Night in Part 2. We want to wish you guys a very Merry Christmas, very Happy Hanukkah.
Yep.
Very happy Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
Very happy whatever you want to do. So we're going out with Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 2.
The nightmare began with Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Need a ride, Santa Claus? Oh, no, not exactly.
But it isn't over yet. In fact, the ultimate nightmare is about to begin all over again. Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 2.
Hey, you little bastard!
All Ricky ever wanted was a little kindness.
Very naughty.
And all he ever got was pain.
She was naughty.
Now he wants revenge. And this time,
Garbage day!
he's going to get it. Step by step, weapon by weapon.
Naughty.
Victim by victim. The terror's coming home, and he's all grown up. Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 2.
I've got a present for you!
The terrifying suspense shocker you've been waiting for. Last time it thrilled you. This time,
Bingo!
it'll kill you. Silent Night Releasing Corporation presents Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 2.
It's strange, isn't it? In real life, nobody likes to think about violence, pain, blood, and death. But project these experiences on a screen, and people form lines in the street. That's because a terror film is a lot like a roller coaster ride. Only you're sitting in a theater, which is relatively safe.